Hello, this is Jason, and welcome to Linxter Integration Demo Part 2 for our Hello World Windows Phone 7 solution. In Part 1, we had downloaded the Linxter SDK and Hello World solution file. We registered our program to the Internet Service Bus and copied its activity ID and downloaded its supporting database. In Part 2, in our solution file, we will add the Linxter SDK reference, add the database, add the activity ID, and in the code we will review the one-time step to register and activate the program instance, look at how we subscribe to the event to know when we've received a message. We will create a communication channel to our own program instance, and we will call create message. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the code. I already have the Windows Phone solution opened in Visual Studio 2010. First, I need to add the Linxter SDK reference. And there's the Windows Phone 7 SDK DLL. It is added. Now I'm checking properties to make sure copy local is set to true, which it is. Alright, next I need to add the Linxter database. So earlier we had downloaded all the databases for the Hello World program. The .NET one, the one for Java and Android, and one for Windows Phone 7. So we'll copy that and we will drop it into our solution file. Alright, so in our code, let's go ahead and refresh and then say show all files. There's the database. We will include it in the project, and under build action this needs to be set to resource, and that's all we need to do there. Alright, so we're now ready to open our code. Let's just open the main page XAML, and then let's open up the CS file for that. Now in the Windows Phone 7 Hello World, we already have our Linxter SDK using statement, the event arguments, and the common entities. And the Linxter SDK class exposes three interfaces: messaging, registration, and communication channels, and we've broken into those three. Alright, so the first thing we need to is register our program instance and make sure it is activated. So when the program starts, when the user clicks start, let's look at that page, and they click start demo, that says, hey, are you registered? And if the instance is not registered, it goes ahead and uses in the registration interface the register program instance async method call. And once that happens, we go to the register program instance completed, which takes us up here, and once that's completed, it says, hey, are you activated? Now, when we registered this program to the Internet Service Bus, we had set it to automatically activate all instances of this program and associate them with our web manager account. So the activation process will be part of the registration. So it will know this and say, okay, I'm activated. If it's not activated, it's going to wait till it is. But if we are activated, we move on. And here we're subscribing to the event to know if we've received a message. In the messaging interface, we say message received. If it is, we go to on message received, which is down here. So on message received, when we do receive a message, we display some text saying message received, and we display the content of the body of the message. Alright, now before we can receive any messages, we need to create a communication channel, and we need to actually send out a message. So communication channels. Here we go. So communication channel is a digital contract between two program instances. It allows data exchange to occur between them. Communication channels have to be requested and they have to be accepted. Now, when we registered our program to the service bus, we had said when a communication channel request is received, automatically accept it. So here we're saying, are there any communication channels in existence yet? And if not, let's go ahead and create one. So in the communication channels interface, we call the create request method call, and we stick in our own program instance ID, which means we're basically requesting a communication channel to ourselves. And once we do that, the communication channel request is sent, and we are waiting to find out when it's accepted and when it's in place. So down here we're just waiting until we actually have a communication channel. So the instance sends the request to the service bus. The service bus says, hey, this instances of this program are set to automatically accept them. It sends the acceptance back to the instance along with the communication channel contract. Alright, so we are now ready. Oh, and here we're just saying, hey, communication channel's been accepted, and now we're preparing to send a message. Now to send a message, we first have to create it, and here is the create message method call implemented through the messaging interface, and there's our message object. So this is how we create the message object. The activity ID is the only required argument of the Linxter message members, and there we copy the activity ID, which we had copied in part 1 of our demo. Now here we put the text, for the message body we put whatever the user put in this text box. And here this is who we're sending it to, and receiver IDs we're sticking in our own program instance ID, so we're sending the message to ourselves. If receiver ID's argument is not there, or if it is empty, it becomes a broadcast message, and the message is sent to every instance that this instance has a communication channel with. Alright, so to learn more about the create message method call, go to linxterdeveloper.com. Under reference, you can click on create message, and in this section we outline all of the members of Linxter message, the required activity ID. You can have attachments, there's the body, you can enable message tracking for non-repudiation, you can assign different priorities to messages waiting in the outbound queue. Here you add your receiver IDs, you have optionally a secondary outbound queue you can use, and you can assign tags to the messages. Now, we have some subsections where we go into more detail on sending and receiving, the message received event, and receiving attachments. Alright, but our program is ready to be run, so let's go ahead and build it. And the build succeeded, so let's go ahead and debug it in the Windows Phone 7 emulator. And it does take just a moment to load. And once it's loaded, it will run the program. And here we go. So we have our message. Go ahead and click Start Demo. It's registering and activating the program instance, and it's waiting for the program instance to be registered and checking to make sure it was activated. It was. It's now sent a communication channel request to itself, so it's waiting for the comm channel to be accepted. And it was accepted, so now it's sent a message, and it's now waiting for the response. And it received a message back, hello world, end of demo. I hope you found this useful, and thank you.